Hiya folks, it's Tuesday. It's look at that, it's 1:10 already on Tuesday afternoon. I've forgotten something over at the cabin, so I'll have to go back and get it, and I'm only just starting to film now, Tuesday afternoon, 1 o'clock, and that is part of the problem, and I'll give you the crack about that in a sec. Those of you who have been following along might have noticed that I've kind of dropped off on the doing the weekly vlogs, so I kind of feel like I should give you an explanation as to why. Lot of stuff going on at the moment, kind of crazy. I'm moving house, so it means that I'm renovating one house, getting ready to move my family into, and then once I get them moved in there, I can renovate my house and get that on the market. So evenings are mental, just spent painting all the time, hence all the paint splashes all over my watch. Probably paint splashes in my hair, I don't know. Did have a wash this morning, and so that's one thing. On top of that, some of you might know I got a new bike, so every kind of little chance that I've had to get out on that, I've been razzing that around, just because it's mint, you know. So I'm only like 2 weeks in to having this new bike, and it's just great crack. And obviously, especially at such a busy time for me, it's ace to kind of just have a quick dick about in the woods when you can. There will be a bike check coming up on that shortly, so that you can get a proper look at it. What else is going on? I had well, I was going to say like a death in the family, but it is that, but a bit more than that. My nana was really ill, like hospitalised, and at the weekend, unfortunately, she passed away, which kind of sucked, and then that means that there's a funeral to go to coming up, and you know, 90-year-old, she'd had a fantastic innings, but obviously my mum's upset and it's not a good time. And then the other thing of that is, with everything that's been going on, so I've just been kind of like back and forth and doing your general park maintenance. We kicked off these Thursday evening openings, which meant that I've been doing midweek, like a Wednesday park maintenance, then Thursday being open, then back for a bit of Friday maintenance to be then open at the weekend, and then kind of running around doing whatever. I haven't really filmed any of I should have done really, but anyway, as circumstances have gone, I just haven't. And that's meant that ultimately there's been a couple of weeks where I've missed doing the weekly vlogs. Gonna try and rectify that and get back on top of it. But the day that I try and rectify and get back on top of it, I don't start filming till 1:10. And I only realised that I haven't done any filming because I've got to go back to the cabin because I forgot something. So, you know, we're trying to get back on the horse. Anyway, because it's been a few weeks, a couple of weeks, I can't remember where I was up to and what I've been telling you about, but I have got a few of these, maybe like a dozen of these. Now, it's fairly heavy gauge metal and quite well weighted galvanised construction straps, basically. Anyway, come back with me over there and I'll show you what they're for. Those metal straps that I was just talking about are for going on the underside of this landing pad. So essentially, when all the logs are filled in on the underside of here, and strap across and hold everything down tight. I've already got the wooden framework back onto the takeoff, which is, I'm a lot happier with that now. It doesn't move, it doesn't have any of that like trampoline bounce effect when you come up it, which I wanted to get rid of. I've collected up some more, I'll just get down here a bit and try not to trip over. I've collected up some more logs this morning, so I've got some more of these to go on. That's probably why I forgot to film anything this morning, so I'm going to get these on now, see where we're at, and see what can be strapped down and put in tight. Possibly might end up strapping stuff over the top, but it's one of those builds where you kind of just put it all in and see what needs tightening up from there. That's pretty much the way that I went with the takeoff, and it's worked out well. So why should it be any different with the landing? Right, well, we've got towards the end of the afternoon. The problem that I've got now is my heart's in the game. Like I want to be here, I want to be working, I want to be doing all these different tasks and with the house and what have you, but my head's not. I have made hard work of that. It should have been a way easier job just to lay up a bit, and I should be getting these ones cut now, and I really feel like I should be in a position where I'm sculpting this area down and in, or sorry, upwards and onto. I just can't get my head around it. Not thinking clear at the moment, so maybe I need to clear the old head and do something like that. Anyway, once I knock all the dust out of my head, the score is we are going to these you can see these ones on here. We're going to shorten those off, maybe to about year distance, maybe around somewhere around here. Let them sit down a little bit, knock these ones up into the middle, and we're going to steepen this whole section off. I want to be able to where this mound is right down here. It's only, I say mound, it's just where I'd sort of scraped to previously down here. I want to be able to jump this far, if you really want to jump that far. It's a fair old. Anyway, there might be some people want that. But I want to be able to, you know, get a landing down into here. And I had it all fairly clear in my head, and it's gone. I need to. Just got a lot going on at the moment. Not thinking clear. Now I'm rambling. Morning, folks. So established it yesterday, and this morning as well a bit. My head's a bit of a shed. Jobs were taking longer than they needed to do yesterday, yada yada yada, just a bunch of tangled up thoughts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my own advice, and I'm going to get out and ride my bike. Now, GNAR is my favourite place to ride, but it's where I work. So in this instance, probably not the best idea to help clear out thoughts is to go to work. So what I'm going to do today is something that I have not done for a long time. I'm going to be wearing one of these, and I'm going to be using one of these. I'm going to pedal up hills and down hills again. I haven't been able to do that for the longest, since 2013, 2014, because I've always owned during that time I've always owned a free ride bike, which didn't even pedal on the flat, never mind up hills. So thanks to Evans and Norco, I can now give it a bash. So what better way to do it? So let's just crack open the door and show you where we're at. Oh, so actually maybe I should turn you around this way a bit. I don't know if you can see behind me. That is down towards Haweswater, and over this place is up on back on there. That's a place called Askham Fell. Obviously we're in the Lake District. Now I know for a lot of people coming to the Lake District is it can be a couple of hours drive. This spot right here is less than 10 minutes from my house. I suppose that's the beauty of living in Penrith. This bike is fully old school. I'm up here now. This isn't the top. Where we at? So, way over in the distance, kind of, I'll position it so it is over my right shoulder. Way over in the distance, I can see GNAR bike park. I've got my bike with us here today. I can see work. Does that technically mean I'm working? Probably not. Down in the bottom there, you might be able to see if I hold you up, is Haweswater. That is the other end of Haweswater. You can see going into the Kirkstone Pass valley there. We've got Helvellyn, a little bit cloudy to be honest with you at the moment. Saddleback's not so cloudy, but it gets cloudy there's a cloud over the top of Skiddaw. I don't know if any of this is showing up on GoPro because it's so far away. You can see P-Town, Penrith in the distance. Jeez, I can see the bloody pub from here. Right, well this is the top of Lord Pot Hill, which is 671 metres, which means by 71 metres this is officially mountain biking. Pretty tired. You can see, well, do you know what, actually you can't see that well, the mist is rolling in, but if I spin us round to sort of that away direction, I am parked somewhere over there. The theory is, I've done this for years, the theory is that just over that brow is High Street, and if I go and get onto High Street I should be able to hang a left and descend down towards the car. To be 100% honest, that was a bit of a false start, but at the same time I was thinking about this, it's got to be 25 years or so since I've done this one. I don't know if you can see a faint dark green track that wanders right the way over, all the way down there. I've just come from this section. It looks like it's just a grassy track, but it's littered with these kind of things all the way along it. And I haven't done this since the years of stiff front, fully rigid front forks and hardtail, so it feels a whole world apart on this. The instinct on this route is to be careful and be on the brakes, but that thing just, modern bikes just bool over it. So anyway, back on track, let's crack on down. Sorry, sheep. Corner, flat corner. Should be used to them by now. Oh, might have too much weight taking. Oh, farm track. Steady. Just got to remember where I parked. The answer to that is I don't bloody know. Alright. Yes, you like metal horses, aren't you? None more black. Well, that's my Wednesday ride done with, and I'm kind of goosed, but it was good and awesome weather for it. So ultimately, what have we learned here? Well, I think the most important takeaway from today is never ever forget to stop at Askham stores and get a cup of coffee. It's the way forward. Thursday lunchtime, I'm back over here at Electric Landlady after yesterday's decision just to take a break, step back from it all, clear my head. In a much better frame of mind today, feeling much better about things. This morning I've been kind of shifting things around a little bit, not that interesting. Just got my metal strapping over here to go on these bits. I've had some thoughts about what I'm doing over here and what I'm doing with the, let's get you in from this side, what I'm doing with the landing. So obviously we've got the idea of strapping it together, and it's going to be covered with dirt. But this bottom section of the landing, I've had some thoughts on what's going on there. So let's just graft some bits out and have a look at it. The other advantage to clearing out your head is it then leaves some room for new ideas to flourish and new opportunities and deciding what you're going to do about stuff. So where I'm at the moment is on the last hit of Electric Landlady, and I've always fancied these two trees as kind of goalposts to shoot through the middle of. I've never quite been 100% sure on what I'm going to do. I had thought about just putting some logs up on it. Now the reason that this piece of tape is here and prominent is because it is roughly 3 metres. The reason 3 metres is important I'll show you later on, but this is the idea of a ladder drop, a ladder kick so to speak, and therefore it keeps everything on this track, all 3 hits on this track wooden and that kind of Canadian feel. And I'm looking at that mound over there and thinking about raising that up and building it up and using that for the landing. So I've just got to put a measurement on what kind of kick it'd be over to get over to that mound and see if 3 metres is going to work for us. And I'm not auditioning for Coldplay, I'm just trying not to forget stuff. Anyway, let's check how far this might be. Hopefully you can kind of see the 2 goalposts in between here, and if I were to use that mound as a starting place, it does technically mean it's the biggest hit. Obviously the raised platform wooden structure over there looks bigger and looks a lot more daunting, but if I were to use this as this small mound as a starting point and just to grab dirt from around it and build up, obviously these are coming out, these 2 little things here. So if I was to use this as a starting point, it does mean it's the longest gap at, well there's 21 feet, so really you want to be flying it to about 22 feet, and 22 is definitely the longest on here. 12 on GAP. Technically that big one up there is only a 13, 14 to be comfortable, and this one would be by far the longest. So the run into it is fantastic. You're going to be coming in at a great rate of knots. There's a lot of landing, a lot of room to slow down before you enter into, you know, a good braking distance. So I just need to kind of toy around with, yeah, what should we do here? Should we just do it? I mean, to be fair, there is and also a route around that I could build in behind me here, an alternative. So if you just didn't want to, or say you'd taken quite a hard hit on the middle, if you were feeling a bit shaky and not feeling like you were confident to fly this one, I'd had a bit of an episode on the middle. I'm trying to think of things I might do. Have a bit of an episode on the middle one and then be all knocked out of kilter for the bottom. I can build an escape route around here so you don't have to fly this. So there's a thing, kind of thinking on my feet here. But that is a natural mound that is certainly a starting point. Scoop down into here, and this, I'm pretty sure that all this stuff will scoop out as well. Kind of, well, I say scoop out, scoop upwards. Yeah, man, I think it'll work. I think it'll be good. Anyway, what we're at now. So bang on. I don't know if you can even see that. 15:30, 3:30. Need to be open for 5 o'clock. So I've still got some bits and pieces to sort out, and bits of tape and that to do, and then we'll get open for tonight's evening session. Thursday evening, I've got to open in like maybe half an hour, and I'm just sat here having a brew and a bit of a sketch. Those of you that know me will know that I like a good sketch away. It probably looks like meaningless scribbles on paper when you look at it, but it helps me. In fact, let's give you a closer look. The last hit on double down shoots between 2 sort of goalposty trees, I had been thinking about just making a dirt mound up, or even just some logs up and covering them in dirt, but because we've got so many wooden features on the track already, and it's like that Canadian style feel, I wanted to look at what I could do with some stuff that I've got over in that direction in the wood pile. And I think that I have enough stuff to kind of get a rough build together. What it's going to mean is, I mean, I was showing you before, there's the trees, a slope, and there's like a strange mound that's already there. The flight over that is about 22 feet. It's to dig down a bit and dig down between this part, or dig that way and pile up, and that gives you a fairly decent arc to get up and over. So from mad sketches on paper to eventual building it over in the woods, it doesn't look like it makes any sense, but it all kind of makes sense to me. Right now I better jump in that car and get down there and go and open up the gate. Right, well, it's Friday afternoon, late on Friday afternoon, and I'm in there in the process of editing this video, and I've come to realise that I haven't filmed any of the track walk or anything today. So what have we learnt from this video? Well, if you need a day off, then it's probably a good idea to take a day off, otherwise end up with muddled thoughts and missing out doing things. If you take a day off and you're still forgetting to do stuff that you need to do and not being able to think clearly, maybe you need 2 days off. I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks very much, guys. Somewhere along this sidebar along here will be what you've been searching for in the past. So it'll be like kittens, or maybe mountain goats or something, whatever it is, I don't know. Go and check out some of them. It's your free time.